I'm Dr. Vani, and on behalf of Vedantu, I welcome you all to another super cool, super fun, and absolutely amazing session right here, right now on the Vedantu YouTube NEET channel. Yes, so now, before I begin today's amazing and awesome session, I just want 2 minutes, and in these 2 minutes, I really want to talk to you. Yes, point number one. Today is 5th of April, and on the 5th of May, within a month, you have one of the most important exams that you will give ever in your adult life. Yes, one of the most important exams which has the power to change the destiny of your life. इस एग्जाम के पास वाकई में वो शक्ति है कि वो आपकी जिंदगी का रुख बदल सकता है. तो क्या करना है इस एक महीने में? इस एक महीने में जी जान एक कर देना है. इस एक महीने में रात दिन एक कर देना है. Yes, this is the one month which will decide your fate. This is the month which will decide your destiny. You have to make sure that you make every second count. Is that clear? हर पल, हर क्षण, हर मिनट, रात दिन एक करके हमें सिर्फ पढ़ाई करनी है. Is that clear, my dear children? Yes, you have to make sure that you leave absolutely no stone unturned. You have to make sure कि आपने जितनी 3 साल में लगन परिश्रम मेहनत की है, आप उससे डबल, ट्रिपल, 4 गुना, 5 गुना मेहनत इस एक महीने में करते हैं और अपने सारे सपने पूरे करोगे. Yes, is that a promise? Say high five. Is that a promise, everybody? You will make sure that you study very hard. Yes, let me leave you with a quote. वाकई में, if you give your 100%, no, nature will conspire to give her 100%, and when nature gives 100%, there is nothing. You become unstoppable. There is absolutely nothing in this entire world which can stop you. अगर आप वाकई में किसी चीज को पूरी शिद्दत से चाहते हो, पूरी जी जान से चाहते हो, तो वाकई में ये पूरा यूनिवर्स कंस्पायर करने लगता है आपको उस चीज से मिलाने के लिए. यस, सो मेक श्योर दैट यू वर्क very hard. I absolutely love my work. There is nothing which gives me more pleasure than my work. And when you love something, that thing loves you back. When you will love your studies, when you will make sure that you study very hard, your books, the nature, everything will conspire that वही question exam में आए जो आप करके गए हो. Yes, ये मेहनत का फायदा होता है. So make sure that you study very hard. So with that, let's start today's super cool, super fun and amazing session over the next 2 hours. That is 1 hour today and 1 hour tomorrow. We will all sit together and make sure that every question under the sun on evolution is discussed in this particular class. The theory also has been put on one slide behind the MCQs. Yes, along with it, the theory has been done in the bonus lectures also. So 2-3 things which I want to announce. Number one, yes, very soon I'm coming with a bonus lecture on lacoperon. एक दो दिन में वो आपको मिल जाएगा. I'm going to post all the links of the webinars. बहुत सारे webinars मैंने लिए, especially malaria के कुछ webinars है. Some children were talking to me one-to-one, so they had doubts on malaria. malaria पे मैंने सिर्फ malaria पे मैंने 1 घंटे का webinar लिया. So all of that will be made available to you. Yes, I'll post the links of all the webinars so that all of you can go through them. Is that clear? Chaliye, without wasting any more time, let's start today's amazingly super cool session. Done? Okay. Yes? Chaliye. So then I put my pen here and then we're going to start with today's session. Okay. Come. Okay. Yes. So you see, the Vedantu app is there. The Vedantu NEET channel is there. Like our NEET channel on YouTube. Download the app because that's where you can ask your doubts. This is the schedule. We are on 5th of April and we're doing genetics and evolution part 5 and we'll do part 6 in tomorrow's class. Done? Cool. So let's start part 5 genetics and evolution in today's class. Evolution 1 and evolution 2 will be done in today's as well as tomorrow's class. Theory is going to be discussed along with each of the questions. Sit with a paper and pen. Make sure that you mark everything that I'm marking as important. Question number 1 on your screen now. Which one of the following scientists' name is correctly? So many of you read correctly as incorrectly, not लिखा होता है तो उसको पढ़ते नहीं हो. Do not do these simple mistakes. Which of the following scientists' name is correctly matched with the theory put forth by him? डी व्रीज ने नेचुरल सिलेक्शन दी थी? नहीं. यूगो डी व्रीज ने क्या दिया था? म्यूटेशन थ्योरी. यूगो डी व्रीज ने एक प्लांट पे काम किया था. राइट डाउन ऑल द एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स. यूगो डी व्रीज ने एक प्लांट पे काम किया था, उसका नाम था ओएनोथेरा लेमार्कियाना. और इस प्लांट पे उसने कौन सी थ्योरी दी थी? म्यूटेशन थ्योरी. मेंडल ने थ्योरी ऑफ पैनजेनेसिस दी थी. मेंडल को तो जीन के बारे में कुछ पता ही नहीं था. Pasteur gave the inheritance of acquired characters, or Weizmann gave the theory of continuity of germplasm? Yes. Answers on my screen, please. Super cool. Correctly answered. It was August Weizmann. That was his complete name, August Weizmann. And August Weizmann gave the theory of continuity of germplasm. Germplasm is nothing but the gametes. He said that the germs or the gametes arise in the body and go from one organism to the other. That is the theory of continuity. Continuity means it's going. So that was a theory of continuity of germplasm which was given by August Weizmann. Is that clear? Moving ahead to the next slide. This is August Weizmann. Correct? इसमें explanation की कोई ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं है. We will move to this. This question I will explain in detail. The thorn of bougainvillea, correct? The thorn of bougainvillea, ये bougainvillea का plant है और इसका thorn. And the tendril of cucurbita, tendril is like this. ये उन पौधों में होता है जिनकी stem जो है वो weak होती है. किसमें होता है? Yes, it is found in those plants who have a weak stem. What does it do? It helps the plant to climb. It's meant for support. It helps the plant to climb. Now look at the stem which I'm drawing. Pay attention, please. Suppose this is the leaf, right? Let's draw it with a green pen. So suppose this is the leaf of the plant. Now the angle which the leaf makes with the stem, this particular angle which the leaf makes with the stem is known as the leaf axil. It's an axillary angle. It's referred to as the leaf axil. From this leaf axil there's always a bud there. लीफ एक्सिल में हमेशा क्या होता है? एक बड होता है. इस बड में से या तो एक थॉर्न आ सकता है या इस बड में से एक टेंड्रिल आ सकता है. Right? So what is it? Vestigial organs are those organs which we don't use now, like your canines. They are not sharp anymore because you don't tear food. Like the third eye. Do you all see this red portion in your eye? I'm sure you do. You all see this red portion in your eye. Once upon a time, हम पानी में जाते थे. So that time, when we were amphibians or when we were aquatic organisms, when we were living underwater, just like mermaids, right? So that time, they used to cover the eyes. That was the third eyelid or the nictitating membrane. So those parts of our body which we do not use now are referred to as the vestigial organ. Is that clear? Yes, is that clear? They are vestigial organs, right? Retrogressive evolution क्या होता है? अगर हम पीछे की तरफ चलने लग जाए. Now suppose we all start to develop tails. Atavistic, right? Old characteristics. We are doing evolution backwards. That's called the atavistic organ. Yes. Now these are the two options from which you have to give me an organ for the thorn of bougainvillea and the tendril of cucurbita. So answers on my screen, please. Yes, absolutely. Very well answered. Good. The thorn of bougainvillea and the tendril of cucurbita are homologous organs. So let me explain homologous organs to you in detail. Now, if you look at this figure, all of them have the same bone. They all have a humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, metacarpals, right? So the bone structure will be same. You can all see a pink colored bone, a yellow and green colored bone, the orange, the purple and the red. So humerus, radius, ulna, carpal, metacarpal, they are the same bone. So they have the same fundamental structure but different functions. Here it's meant as a flipper. In humans it is developed to clasp or grasp the organs or to write. Is that clear? Here it could be meant to fly. Is that clear? The thorns of bougainvillea and tendril, both of them come from the leaf axillary position. So they come from the same bud of the axil of the leaf. They are basically fundamentally the same structure. Do not get confused. अगर इसका embryonically, अगर इसका basic structure same है, but they have a different function. Thorn is meant for a protection from grazing animals, right? right? Thorn is meant for protection from grazing animals, whereas a tendril is not meant for any protection. Tendril is meant for support, right, and to climb. But they're basically anatomically, embryologically the same fundamental structure. Is that clear? Moving ahead on to the next slide. So you see, we are doing the theory side by side. I have explained the organs to you, right? So these organs which have the same structure, right, but different functions are referred to as the homologous organs. Peripatus, मैंने आपको एक क्लास में मिसिंग लिंक कराया था. One of the classes I did archaeopteryx with you. What is a missing link? A missing link is anything which is a fossilized record. Archaeopteryx has claws, Archaeopteryx has teeth between, you know, the beak, which is a reptilian character, but it starts to develop wings, which is a aves character. So Archaeopteryx is the missing link because we only have a fossilized version of Archaeopteryx. I've done this in evolution theory lecture, right? Everybody, please go home, see. Now you see all of these lectures which I'm talking about. Those of you who are new to the class, you will be able to see them in the Vedantu NEET channel. So go see the evolution lecture on the Vedantu NEET channel. Archaeopteryx is a missing link because we have only fossilized version. जो चीज आज भी जिंदा है उसको हम कहते हैं connecting link, right? पहले मुझे बताइए, बहुत कॉमन क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में, पेरिपैटस का एक और नाम बताइए. चलिए, what is one more name for peripatus? Come on my screen. Yes, it is referred to as onychophora. What is it called? Onychophora. So peripatus is a connecting link between what? Is it a connecting link between mollusca and echinodermata, Annelida arthropoda, Coelenterata porifera, Stenophora and Platyhelminthes? Well answered. Very well answered. It is a connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. So आधी characteristics leech जैसी है, आधी characteristics insects जैसी. It's a characteristic between Annelida and Arthropoda. Is that clear? पेरीपैटस किसको बिलोंग करता है? ओनाइकोफोरा. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ये तो बहुत बार एमसीक्यू में आया हुआ है. कॉपी दिस डाउन. इट्स अ मल्टीपल टाइप एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चन. इट शोज कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ annelids as well as arthropods. Owing to its resemblance with two different phyla, peripatus is often referred to as a connecting link between them. This shows an important morphological and anatomical evidence of evolution. इससे evolution पता चलता है that annelids किस में develop हो रहे हैं? Arthropods में, because you have somebody who has half characteristics of annelids as well as half characteristics of arthropods, right? Because it is still found, it's not a missing link. We can still see it. It's called a connecting link. Is that clear to everybody in my class? Any doubts? Perfect. Let's move ahead, right? Now, in the case of peppered moth वो होती है, it's like a butterfly, looks like a butterfly, brown in color, जिसके ऊपर dots हो, right? तो इसका नाम है Wiston Betullaria. The black colored form became dominant over the light colored form. Black colored form light से ज्यादा दिखने लगा, dominant हो गया during industrial revolution. मैं आपको फटाफट से एक छोटी सी कहानी सुनाती हूँ, right? Now, what are the indicators of air pollution? कभी एग्जाम में आ गया. Another question. What are the indicator of air pollution? मतलब अगर कहीं भी air pollution बढ़ रहा है, उसका indicator क्या है? उसका indicator है कि उस जगह से lichen खत्म हो जाएंगे, right? There will be no lichens there. Lichens rocks पे उगते हैं, right? Lichen trees की barks पे उगते हैं. So if there is more air pollution, there will be no lichens. Point number one. Lichens are very sensitive to sulfur dioxide, which is a very common air pollutant. एक बहुत common air pollutant है sulfur dioxide, और lichens को sulfur dioxide बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं. दोनों का 36 का आंकड़ा है. Yes, everybody. Now, इससे पहले कि इंग्लैंड में इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन होता, सो इससे पहले कि इंग्लैंड में इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन होता, मैं आपको समझाती हूँ. यस, ये पेड़ थे और पेड़ पे पूरे मान लीजिए रेड कलर के लाइकन्स लगे हुए हैं. यस, तो दिस इज बिफोर इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन. बिफोर इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन you had trees. The trees were covered with lichens. The lichens were cream in color, right? So the moth was also cream in color, right? So this used to get hidden. पर जो ब्लैक कलर की मौत होती थी, हिडन, जो ब्लैक कलर की मौत होती थी वो तो इजीली दिखाई दे जाती थी, तो बर्ड्स आते थे और इस ब्लैक कलर की मौत को खा जाते थे. अब आ गया इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन. इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन में निकला सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड. सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड ने सारे लाइकन को मार दिया. दूसरा, इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन में इंडस्ट्रीज का पॉल्यूटेंट निकला, कार्बन निकला, सूट निकला, ये जाके ट्रीज पर जमा हो गया, एंड ट्रीज की bark became black in color because of the carbon. So bark became black in color. अब the black ones were not seen on the black bark, Whereas, let's see, this is white. Let's say this is white. White wale dikhai dene lag gaye. So the birds came and ate white. So this is natural selection, but natural selection is because of human influence. It's anthropogenic natural selection. Humans have done it. Is that clear? But before industrial revolution, you had more white because they used to get camouflaged. After industrial revolution, there were more black because काले पेड़ पे अब काले वाले camouflage होने लग गए. So tell me, what is the answer for this question? In the case of peppered moth, right? It's an example of what? That the light colored form was dominant over the light, black one was dominant over the light one during industrial revolution, natural selection, whereby the darker forms were selected. Why were the darker forms selected? Because the darker now started to get camouflaged. Right? ये छुपने लग गए against the dark background. पहले white छुपते थे, industrial revolution के बाद the dark one started to get, hidden. Is that clear? Are you understanding, everybody? Yes, super cool, super cool, super cool. One more second, I really want to take out and thank each one of you from the bottom of our hearts. The kind of love, the kind of support that we are getting on this online YouTube channel, in spite of the fact that we have just started and we are so young in terms of, our YouTube presence, but the kind of faith that each one of you has shown in us, it is tremendous. Every single morning. Yesterday the recording was done at 3:30 to 4 a.m. in the morning. Yes, yesterday's recording was a little slow. You understand, everybody was there, you were commenting. The recording was done at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was a premiered session. Yes, so that's how hard we all work to make sure that you touch the tip of success. Is that clear? So thank you so much for all your love. Actually, yesterday I did not even have a glass of water with me. I was so thirsty, but I could not get up from the recording and have water. Yes, so my throat was all, I was feeling very, very dehydrated. It was actually kind of midnight or early morning that the recording was going on, and I did not have water. But in the end, what matters, why we are here, is that each one of you should study. That is the only reason of our existence. Yes, chaliye. So let's come to the next question on your screen. This is industrial melanism, right? This could also come as a question for industrial melanism. So industrial melanism is the classical example of natural selection. पहले कौन सी moth select होती थी? Yes, the cream one. बाद में कौन सी होने लग गई? Yes, light colored and melanic or black one. ये दो है. So this was before industrial revolution. The black one is later. Is that clear? Chosen by industrial revolution. All these statements, this entire paragraph has been picked up by NCERT. All the questions that we are doing are all previous year questions. So make sure that you read all of them. The PDF will be available, right? If you don't have PDF, please feel free to contact Vedantu team. The PDF will be available. Homework assignments will be available. Chaliye. Next question on your screen, please. Given below are 4 statements A to D with 1 or 2 blanks, right? Can you see statement 2 blanks, right? So every statement has blanks. Select the options out of A, B, C, D. Please select the options which correctly fills up the blank into statements. करेक्ट दोनों? यस, ये सारे ऑप्शंस है आपके ऊपर. आपके पास इनमें से कौन से ऑप्शन सही फिल हो रहे हैं? चलिए बताइए फटाफट, देखिए, करिए, सॉल्व करिए. Done? Wow, you guys are so quick, so quick. Yes, perfect. Right? So D का option क्या? According to Darwin, evolution took place due to small variations. Yes, and survival of the fittest. So these are small variations, and survival of the fittest is the term that he used. Is that clear? Of the fittest दिया हुआ है, इसलिए यहाँ पे सिर्फ क्या है? Survival. Wings of butterfly and birds look alike because they are the result of convergent evolution. Is that clear? Butterfly, they are appendages. They already have limbs. They are just attachments. Whereas birds, it is the forelimb. It is the arm which gets modified to fly. The bones become light. They are forelimbs. But both of them, it is meant for flying. It is meant to take them from one place to the other. It is meant for flying. So it is a type of convergent evolution. There are 2 different things. One of them is insecta. One of them is birds. But both of them develop wings to fly. So this is a type of convergent evolution. It is not divergent evolution. Is that clear? Yes. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead, right? So these are the wings. These are known as appendages. They are appendages. Whereas in birds, they are modification of the forelimbs. They have bones inside them. Birds only have 2 feet. They are the hind limbs. The forelimbs are modified to fly. But in both of them, they are meant to fly. Therefore, this is a classical example of, yes, convergent evolution. Is that clear? Whenever I say, is that clear? Now I will start smiling. Yes, because you've made, is that understood? Yes, chaliye. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Evolution of different species in a given area. बहुत सारी स्पीशीज एक एरिया में डेवलप हो रही हैं स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम अ पॉइंट यस दिस इज सो सिंपल ये एक एरिया है इस एरिया में ये एक पॉइंट था यहाँ पे एक स्पीशीज थी एक पॉइंट था इससे अलग अलग तरह की स्पीशीज बन गई आपको दिखते ही दिखाई देगा एंड दे आर स्प्रेडिंग टू अदर जियोग्राफिकल एरियाज उस एक जगह से इवॉल्व होकर दे आर स्प्रेडिंग टू द अदर जियोग्राफिकल एरियाज what is this type of evolution called? Yes, what is this type of evolution called? This type of evolution is known as adaptive radiation. That means number one, they are starting from one point and they are going out. So this is radiation. वो जिस भी geographical area में जा रही है उसके temperature के हिसाब से वहां के फूड के हिसाब से वो अपने को अडेप्ट कर रही है इज दैट क्लियर सो व्हेन दे वेंट फ्रॉम द साउथ अमेरिकन मेनलैंड टू द गैलापागोस आइलैंड किसी एक गैलापागोस आइलैंड पे उनको सीड मिला तो फिंच की बीक किस तरह मॉडिफाई हो गई सीड खाने के लिए किसी और आइलैंड पे उनको फ्रूट मिला सो फिंच की बीक किस तरह मॉडिफाई हो गई फ्रूट खाने के लिए इज दैट क्लियर सो दे ऑल केम फ्रॉम द साउथ अमेरिकन मेनलैंड साउथ अमेरिका से सारी की सारी फिंचेस आई एंड देयर वर दीज वोल्केनिक आइलैंड्स का एक ग्रुप था which was known as the Galapagos Island. So जिस एक गैलापागो आइलैंड पे बर्ड गई हो सकता है उसको यहाँ सीड मिला हो सकता है उसको किसी को यहाँ फ्रूट मिला हो सकता है किसी को यहाँ इंसेक्ट्स खाने पड़े हो सकता है किसी और को कहीं जाके नेक्टर लेना पड़ा सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन द फूड दैट इट गॉट number one it modified its beak number two it went to a different geographical area this is known as adaptive radiation look at this amazing diagram right so जो पहला था जो साउथ अमेरिका से निकला था वो फर्स्ट बर्ड क्या कहलाता है फाउंडर स्पीशीज this is also a very important word the first one is called the founder this founder the one which some started to eat insects some started to eat young leaves some started to eat seeds some started to use this as a tool to peck the bark right some started to eat grubs some see for nectar so that it can suck nectar it's becoming like a sunbird type beak right is that clear this is known as adaptive radiation where it radiates it spreads all over and then because it has radiated because it has spread all over it has become suited to that particular geographical area जिस भी geographical area से वो आया है उस particular geographical area में ही वो best suited है so यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हो क्या एक से बहुत सारे बन गए this is known as divergent evolution एक particular habitat को follow करने लगते हैं divergent evolution बनाते हैं मार्सुपियल्स का भी ये क्लासिकल एग्जाम्पल है ये बहुत बार एग्जाम्स में आया है ऑस्ट्रेलिया जो है वो लैंड के पूरे मास से जिसको हम पैंजिया कहते थे ऑस्ट्रेलिया सेपरेट हो गया इसीलिए लैंड पे मैमल्स आ गए पर ऑस्ट्रेलिया में क्या थे उस टाइम पे मार्सुपियल्स तो मार्सुपियल से बन गया कोला बेयर तस्मानियन डेविल राइट वहां पे अलग तरह के मार्सुपियल्स जो है कैंगरूज वो डेवलप हो गए इज दैट क्लियर यस सो ऑस्ट्रेलियन मार्सुपियल्स भी एक गया था ऑस्ट्रेलिया में वहां पे ऑस्ट्रेलिया के क्लाइमेट टेम्परेचर प्रेशर के हिसाब से ज्योग्राफिकल रिक्वायरमेंट्स के हिसाब से दे मॉडिफाइड राइट कोई कार्निवोर कोई हर्बीवोर कोई बरो करने वाला सिमिलर इज अडैप्टिव रेडिएशन ऑफ द डार्विन्स फिंचेस इन द गैलापागोस आइलैंड डार्विन विद क्रूशियल एविडेंस फॉर हिज थ्योरी ऑफ एवोल्यूशन दैट इज डाइवर्जेंट एवोल्यूशन दैट मींस नेचर डज प्ले अ रोल आप जिस जगह जाएंगे उस हिसाब से अपनी बॉडी को मॉडिफाई करना शुरू कर देंगे डन let's move ahead now which one of the following options gives one correct example each of convergent and divergent evolution insect and birds flying together convergent evolution right one finch going to different islands modifying itself according to the different islands where it's going divergent evolution chaliye bataiye convergent divergent का correct example क्या है Yes, absolutely right on your screen. Where the question mark is, there is the answer in the next one. Eyes of octopus and mammals, right? They are physically different. They look different. They have a different light trapping mechanism. They have a different functional mechanism. They have a different retinal apparatus, right? They have a different muscle apparatus. But both of them help us in vision. इज दैट क्लियर? दोनों का रेटिना, दोनों का लाइट ट्रैपिंग, दोनों का मसल अरेंजमेंट डिफरेंट है, but both of them help us for vision. That is why it's called as convergent evolution. All the four limbs are made up of humerus, radius, ulna, carpal, metacarpals, but some of them it's meant for running, some of them it's meant for grasping, some of them it's meant for flipper, some of them it's meant for flying, right? That is known as divergent evolution. एक पॉइंट से अलग अलग तरह का हो जाना, अलग अलग तरह से एक पॉइंट पे आ जाना, convergent evolution. Any doubts? Should I say, is that clear again? Any doubts? Have you all understood everything till now? Is that clear? Another 25-30 minutes. Let's quickly move ahead. Any doubts? Yes, I am making an extra bonus lecture on lacoperon. I will share that with you really soon because you really wanted, everybody wants a lecture on lacoperon. Now that we have finished genetics, why don't you take today's time and revise the entire genetics? Yes, kai bache, and now I can't even take names because you're so many of them. I keep getting your mails, I keep reading. See, so many times I might not comment back on each of the comments, but I'm reading all the comments, right? So I'm continuously reading all the comments. जिसको भी किसी भी टॉपिक में कोई ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है वो प्लीज कमेंट्स में लिख भेजिएगा, and I will make videos on that particular topic, right? We are left with very little time. You have to work very hard. Yes, ड्रॉप नहीं करना है इस साल, बहुत मेहनत करनी है और इसी साल सीट लानी है. इज दैट क्लियर? हो सकता है 1 month में भी हो सकता है. नो टाइम वेस्टेज, राइट? नो व्हाट्सएप्स, नो फेसबुक्स, नो इंस्टाग्राम्स, नो अननेसेसरी इधर उधर घूमना फिरना, खाना पीना, नो टाइम वेस्ट, नो फीलिंग सैड, नो फीलिंग डिप्रेस्ड, right? You just have to sit and study, regulate your diet, decrease your sleep a little bit, give practice test papers every day. So every day you're giving practice test papers. Is that clear? Access your practice test paper, kitna kar rahe ho, kya hai. And also tell me if you guys want a live doubt session solving things, right? So agar aapko live doubt session solving chahiye, I will come online and we will sit and take live doubts. Is that clear? That also can be done. Whatever you want will be done. Make sure that you write in your comments whatever you want and make sure you study very hard. That's the most important thing. Chaliye, let's move ahead. Next question on your screen, please. Okay, so this is, yes, this is an octopus and this is a human eye. So like I told you, the muscular arrangement could be different. The light trapping mechanism could be different, but both of them are meant for vision. Chaliye. Darwin's theory of natural selection is objected, right? It's a very objected theory. बहुत लोग इस theory से खुश नहीं है, इसके against points उठाते हैं. Why? Does he stress upon slow and small variation? Yes? Or does he stress on interspecific competition? Or does he say that natural calamities take a heavy annual toll on lives? Yes? What is the answer? He stresses upon slow. देखो बेटा, मैं इसको बहुत एक सिंपल तरह से आपको समझाती हूँ कि डार्विन का कोई भी क्वेश्चन आएगा आप कर लोगे. डार्विन की थ्योरी ठीक थी, सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट, ओवर रिप्रोडक्शन, कंपटीशन, ऑल दैट वाज करेक्ट कि कंपटीशन होता है. ही डिड नॉट नो. लोगों ने उससे पूछा कि आप चेंजेस की बात कर रहे हो कि धीरे धीरे चेंजेस होंगे, एंड ही सेड कि वो बहुत स्लो एंड स्मॉल वेरिएशंस होंगे, धीरे धीरे हमारे बॉडी के अंदर चेंजेस डेवलप होते रहते हैं. अगर मैं आपको बताऊं कि आप एक मोबाइल फोन लीजिए, बहुत सिंपल बात कर रही हूं मैं, आप एक मोबाइल फोन लीजिए, नॉर्मल मोबाइल फोन, बहुत हाई फाई मोबाइल फोन भी नहीं. यू टेक दैट मोबाइल फोन, एवरीबडी, राइट? वी आर सिटिंग इन दिस प्लेस, इन दिस पॉइंट राइट नाउ, वी आर सिटिंग फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर द कंट्री, राइट? पूरे देश भर के बच्चे हम लोग एक साथ बैठे हुए हैं. तो आप एक मोबाइल फोन लीजिए और वो आप अपने घर में एक कोई ग्रैंडफादर होगा या ग्रैंड मदर होगी, उनको दीजिए, और कोई यंग कजन होगा, कोई छोटा सा यंग कजन होगा, आपका यंग ब्रदर सिस्टर होगा. तो मान लीजिए इनकी एवरेज एज होनी चाहिए 70 ईयर्स और इनकी एवरेज एज 7 ईयर्स से भी कम होनी चाहिए. हु विल यूज द मोबाइल बेटर? कौन इसको बेटर यूज कर पाएगा? और दोनों ने वो मोबाइल पहले कभी नहीं देखा, वो बिल्कुल एक नया एवरेज मोबाइल फोन लाइए और उनको दोनों को दीजिए, राइट? तो इनकी एज 70-75 होनी चाहिए, इनकी एज 5 to 7 होनी चाहिए. Who will use the mobile phone better? Obviously the grandfather or the young child? The young child. कोई ऐसा है जो कहेगा नहीं, the 75-80-year-old person will be able to use it better than a 7 or 8-year-old person. तो अगर मैं इनको 80 भी बना दूं और इनको 8 बना दूं, then also इनके पास तो 80 years का experience है. That means technology के लिए there are very small subtle changes actually which are taking place in the human brain, which makes a younger generation better equipped to deal with technology. You give a computer to a 10-year-old and you give a computer to a 100-year-old. Now this 100-year-old has 90 years more experience, but he will not be able to deal with computer as much as a 10-year-old will be able to deal. So there are variations, but Darwin ये नहीं बता पाया कि वो variations कहाँ हो रही हैं, because he had absolutely or very little knowledge about genes and their accumulation, genes locus, that how they store the information. So Darwin's theory of natural selection was objectified because it always stressed upon slow and small variations, and because he did not know that where the variations are happening. Yes, so Darwin's theory was so reasonable and well documented that most biologists soon accepted it. But it was attacked by scientists called Sir Richard Owen and Adam Sedgwick on certain bases that it stresses upon small fluctuating variations which are to a large extent non-heritable and can play no part in the process of evolution. Fluctuate नहीं करनी चाहिए कि अभी कोई करेक्टर है, आगे कोई करेक्टर नहीं है. The variation which happens is slow but constant, right? और डार्विन एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज नहीं बता पाया. इट वॉज ही कुड नॉट एक्सप्लेन द इफेक्ट ऑफ यूज एंड डिसयूज. अगर हम यूज और डिसयूज करते हैं, ठीक है, जो हम चीज नहीं यूज कर रहे वो गायब हो जाएगी, वो नहीं रहेगी हमारी बॉडी में. व्हाट इज द प्रेजेंस, व्हाई इज द प्रेजेंस ऑफ वेस्टिजियल ऑर्गन्स? इज दैट क्लियर? वेस्टिजियल ऑर्गन्स अभी तक क्यों है, थर्ड आईलिड अभी तक क्यों है, अपेंडिक्स अभी तक क्यों है? सो दिस ही कुड नॉट एक्सप्लेन. इज दैट क्लियर? राइट. एंड ये भी नहीं समझा पाया कि कुछ ऑर्गेनिजम्स है लाइक सेलेजिनेला. देयर इज अनदर प्लांट कॉल्ड साइकस, right? There's another plant called ginkgo biloba. Extra information, please write it down. So this cycas and ginkgo biloba, my dear children, are known as living fossils. That means millions of years से इन्होंने कोई भी चेंज नहीं किया है. तो डार्विन तो कहता है कि हर बार चेंज होता है, तो अगर हर बार चेंज होता है, इनके अंदर अभी तक चेंज क्यों नहीं हुआ? और अगर इनके अंदर चेंज ही नहीं हुआ, ये जिंदा कैसे रह रहे हैं? So there were these things that Darwin could not explain and therefore his theory was rejected. Galapagos Island वो island थे जहां डार्विन गया. किसमें बैठ के गया? एक शिप में बैठ के गया. What was the name of the ship? The name of the ship was HMS Beagle. Do not forget this. This was the name of the ship on which Darwin set sail and he went to Galapagos Island, which was like a living laboratory of evolution because adaptive radiation had taken place there. So Galapagos Islands names are associated with Darwin. There's another person, his name was T.R. Malthus, Thomas R. Malthus. थॉमस आर मैल्थुस ने एक आर्टिकल लिखा था. दैट आर्टिकल वाज ऑन पॉपुलेशन. किस पे था? पॉपुलेशन. और उसने स्पेसिफिकली ये लिखा था कि जब तक रिसोर्सेज अनलिमिटेड है, मतलब रिसोर्सेज हैं, बहुत रिसोर्सेज है, पॉपुलेशन को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी. यस, दैट मींस अगर 50 लाख सीट होती और 6 लाख 8 लाख बच्चे एग्जाम दे रहे होते तो क्या हमें कोई प्रॉब्लम होती? ऑब्वियसली नहीं. मान लीजिए 10 लाख बच्चा एग्जाम दे रहा है और 1000 सीट है, right? So when the resources are limited, obviously there is competition. So Thomas Malthus had written about competition in terms of population, right? And there was another person who really influenced Darwin. His name was Alfred Russel Wallace. Survival of the fittest जो term है वो Alfred Russel Wallace से ही डार्विन ने इंस्पायर हुआ है. इज दैट क्लियर? सो देयर वर टू पीपल एंड लेमार्क ने तो आपको पता है यूज एंड डिसयूज ऑर्गन्स पे थ्योरी बनाई ही है, थ्योरी ऑफ एपिटेंसी, थ्योरी ऑफ वांट, राइट? इज दैट क्लियर? लेमार्किज्म तो इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ एवोल्यूशन. चलिए, लेट्स मूव अहेड. So Galapagos Island, the name is associated with Darwin. T.R. Malthus wrote an article on population studies which greatly influenced Darwin. डार्विन उस आर्टिकल से बहुत ज्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस हुआ था. लेट्स मूव अहेड. एनी डाउट्स टिल नाउ? Is everything clear till now? Is there any doubt, anything that's coming to your mind? No? Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. चलिए, right? Okay? So this is Charles Darwin, and Galapagos Island lies in the Pacific Sea, about 600 miles west of South America. It's a volcanic island. Darwin ने यहाँ फ्लोरा फौना की बहुत वेरिएशन देखी, फिंचेस देखी जो मेनलैंड से बहुत डिफरेंट है. बेसिकली डार्विन ने यहाँ टॉर्टोइज देखा जो मेनलैंड से बहुत अलग है, राइट, एंड फिंचेस देखी जो मेनलैंड से बहुत अलग है. एंड दिस इज मिस्टर चार्ल्स डार्विन. Yes, let's move ahead. The theory of natural selection, that nature select karta hai. Nature will select the organism which is fittest. So natural selection, the theory explains which of the following. Vestigial organs, पुराने organs जो हमारी body में रहे हुए हैं. ओवर स्पेशलाइजेशन, हम किसी काम को करने के लिए हमारा ऑर्गन ज्यादा डेवलप हो गया है. डिसकंटिन्यूअस वेरिएशन मतलब एक ऑर्गेनिज्म में है, उसके ऑफस्प्रिंग्स में नहीं है, फिर दोबारा किसी और ऑर्गेनिज्म में हो जाता है. और सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट, कि नेचर उसी को चूज करेगा जो सारे ऑर्गेनिजम्स में फिटेस्ट है. यस, ऑब्वियसली नेचर विल चूज सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट. इज दैट क्लियर? हमेशा ओवर प्रोडक्शन होगी, पहले हमेशा ओवर प्रोडक्शन होगी, राइट. ओवर प्रोडक्शन दैट मीन्स इफ देयर 5 ऑफस्प्रिंग्स होने चाहिए, 50 ऑफस्प्रिंग्स होंगे. तो अगर 5 नहीं बट 50 ऑफस्प्रिंग्स हुए, ओवर प्रोडक्शन हुई, तो आपस में इनमें क्या होगा? देयर विल बी स्ट्रगल फॉर एग्जिस्टेंस. दे विल हैव कंपटीशन अमंग्स देमसेल्व्स, राइट. कंपटीशन फॉर रिसोर्सेज, competition for a mate, competition for food, competition for shelter, competition for water. Why do all of you have competition with each other? जो सारे बच्चे भी बैठ के लाइव देख रहे हो, why do you have competition? Because आपका नंबर बहुत ज्यादा है और seats बहुत कम है. So when you have 50 organisms, they will have competition for resources, right? Now this competition will lead to survival of the fittest. Is that clear? So nature will only choose which is the fittest. कंपटीशन दो तरह का होता है. दिस इज एक्स्ट्रा इंफॉर्मेशन, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, प्लीज पे अटेंशन. एक कंपटीशन होता है इंट्रा स्पेसिफिक, एक कंपटीशन होता है इंटर स्पेसिफिक. इंट्रा स्पेसिफिक क्या होता है? आपका मैं इसका क्लासिकल एग्जांपल देती हूँ, आप कभी नहीं भूलोगे. मान लो 2 तरह के बच्चे हैं. एक तरह के बच्चे जेई का एग्जाम दे रहे हैं. यस, लेट मी गो ओपन अ ब्लैंक स्लाइड, आपको ज्यादा अच्छे से समझ में आएगा. एक सेकेंड, लेट्स इंसर्ट अ स्लाइड हियर. यस, एंड देन लेट्स. सो एक तरह का एक बच्चा है जेई वाला और एक बच्चा है नीट वाला. यस, ऑब्वियसली इनमें थोड़ा बहुत कंपटीशन है क्योंकि दोनों के मम्मी पापा उनको बोलेंगे भाई पढ़ाई करो पढ़ाई करो पढ़ाई करो. बट आपको लगता है इनके अंदर कंपटीशन कोई बहुत स्ट्रांग है, बहुत कोई मुश्किल तरह? नहीं. इसको अलग सीट चाहिए, इसको अलग सीट चाहिए. इज दैट क्लियर? तो मान लीजिए एक ऑर्गेनिज्म है पिजन और एक ऑर्गेनिज्म है आउल. Owl उठता है रात को. It's a nocturnal organism. Pigeon is a diurnal organism. They get up in the morning. Owl will usually hunt. It's a carnivorous organism. Pigeon is basically herbivore organism. It look for seeds. So is there competition? Both of them are birds. Owl रहेगा burrow में, pigeon बनाएगा nest घरों के छज्जों में. Yes, the competition is negligible. Now if there are 2 pigeons or if there are 2 owls, both of them have the same pattern. They will both will get up in the night. They both will get up in the morning. Both of them will eat seeds. Both of them will hunt for a rat. Yes, both of them will make a hole or a house in the burrow of a tree. Both of them will make a nest somewhere. So this is within the same species. Can you see them? 2 नीट के बच्चे हैं, 2 नीट है, एक ही सीट के लिए फाइट कर रहे हैं. 2 जेई के बच्चे हैं, एक ही सीट के लिए फाइट कर रहे हैं. दिस इज इंट्रा, within. So whenever the competition is within the same species, that's called intra-specific competition. Whenever the competition is between 2 different species, it is inter-college, between 2 colleges, international, between 2 nations. So whenever the competition is in between 2 different species, it is called as inter-specific. Within the same species, it is called as intra. This competition or intra is always more severe, क्योंकि 2 owls, नीट के बच्चों का competition ज्यादा severe होगा. इनको same सीट चाहिए, राइट. इनको सेम खाना चाहिए. ये एक जैसा पैटर्न है इनका उठने का, जागने का, हंट करने का. सो द कंपटीशन इज गोइंग टू बी मच मोर सिवियर, राइट. सो डार्विनिज्म इज अ थ्योरी ऑफ नेचुरल सिलेक्शन. ऑर्गेनिक एवोल्यूशन करवाती है ओवर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. हर ऑर्गेनिज्म के अंदर कोई स्मॉल स्मॉल वेरिएशंस एक्यूमुलेट हो जाती हैं एंड ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम जिसके अंदर सबसे अच्छी वेरिएशंस एक्यूमुलेट हुई हैं, ऑल ऑफ देम टू सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में क्रॉसिंग ओवर होता है। सो पेरेंट्स ऑफस्प्रिंग्स को क्या देते हैं? हेरिटेबल ट्रेट्स, वेरिएशंस देते हैं पेरेंट्स ऑफस्प्रिंग्स को, जिसके अंदर अच्छी वेरिएशंस, राइट, सी द कलर चेंज, वेरिएशंस गेट एक्यूमुलेटेड। तो जिसके अंदर ज्यादा अच्छी वेरिएशंस एक्यूमुलेट हो गई हैं, वो ग्रेजुअली क्या बना देगा? एक न्यू स्पीशीज, बिकॉज जिसके अंदर अच्छी वेरिएशंस एक्यूमुलेट हो गई हैं, वो क्या करवाएगा? सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट। यस, मूविंग हेड, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन। दिस इज द इजीएस्ट पॉसिबल क्वेश्चन। किसने लिखी है ये किताब? फिलोसॉफिक जूलॉजी। यस, yes, absolutely correct. Yes, it's written by Jean Baptiste de Lamarck. अगर पूरा फुल फॉर्म कभी आ जाए, Jean Baptiste de Lamarck, right? That's him, and this Lamarck, and this is the name of the book. See, it's present in a museum, right? That's the book that he has written in Paris, right? Paris, France में ये book लिखी गई है. Let's move ahead. Next question on your screen. Easy question again. You can find out from the word. It's the oldest fossil. तो दो words तो वैसे ही हट जाएंगे because fossil और old एक word आएगा. So the oldest fossil record from India is of a blue-green alga, which is about 2.9 billion years old. क्या नाम है? आर्कियोपेट्रिक्स मैंने आपको पहले ही बता दिया है, ये एक बर्ड है, ये एक मिसिंग लिंक है बिटवीन रेप्टाइल्स एंड बर्ड्स। ये रेप्टाइल्स और बर्ड्स के बीच का मिसिंग लिंक है आर्कियोपेट्रिक्स। तो आंसर क्या होगा? ओल्डेस्ट। आर्कियो तो आएगा ही, क्लेमाइडोमोनास तो अभी भी पाया जाता है, कप शेप्ड एल्गी होता है, राइट? Is that clear? So what is the answer? The answer is archaeospheroids. Let me show you. Right? It's a blue-green algae. ऐसा होता है blue-green algae. So this is the real blue-green algae that we have even today. Right? This is just collecting specimen of a blue-green algae. This is the fossilized version of the blue-green algae. Archaeospheroids is the oldest known sign of life, around 3.2 billion years. Its fossil was first of all discovered in the Barberton Valley of South Africa. Is that clear? Any doubts? Every time I say, is that clear now, I feel like smiling. Yes? Any doubts? Okay, super cool. Chaliye, moving ahead. Okay, the term protobiogenesis. Biogenesis means it's definitely coming from life. Life se pehle life. Protobiogenesis is used for the theory of, right? अपने आप पैदा हो जाना. There was a person, his name was Father Suarez. He said the theory of special creation. That means life जो है वो God ने create करके रख दी. बाहर से आ गई panspermia, right? Suddenly the life came from outside, right? Right, came from the cosmos. Life came from outside in the form of pollens, in the form of spores. It came from outside. That's called panspermia. अपने आप generate हो गई. That's called a spontaneous generation. Then this special creation, that life just got created on its own. That's the theory of special creation. So protobiogenesis is nothing but biochemical. That means life came. Yes, life came. The first DNA was made. The first RNA was made. That also first formed amino acids were made. Right? Have you heard of? You see, you've heard that life comes from organic matter like ammonia, water vapor. Is that clear? So first of all, this theory kind of was put forth by A.I. O'Parron and J.B.S. Haldane, right? And Miller. Yes, Stanley Miller was the one who had. Yes, what did they do? They explained this theory. Is that clear? Urey and Miller kind of experimentally, Harold C. Urey experimentally proved it. First of all, in paper and pen, kind of given by A.I. O'Parron. Right? This is biogenetic law ka diagram. Ontogeny recapitulates phylogeny. I have done it in the evolution slides. Very, very important. इस protobiogenesis वाली life को energy कहाँ से मिली थी? Sun and lightning in the sky. Correct. So let's move ahead. Protogenesis. Let's revise it one quick time. Is biochemical origin of life. That means life came from chemicals. It did not come from outer space. It did not generate on its own. Nobody created it. Nobody created it and put it for us. So there's no religious angle to it, right? Russian scientist, he was a Russian. I've just taken his name, who proposed the theory of origin of life is nothing but A.I. O'Parron, who along with J.B.S. Haldane. But he is Russian. J.B.S. Haldane was English. Is that clear? Any doubts? So Russian was A.I. O'Parron. Sidney Fox and Miller, Urey Miller, Sidney Fox, they were the ones who experimentally proved it. Right? They were the ones who experimentally proved it. Right? So A.I. Oparin gave the origin of life, the theory of origin of life proved by Urey Miller. Which one of the following is formed in the Miller's classical experiment, where he had a flask, उसमें tungsten rods डाली, tungsten rod used to look like lightning, नीचे एक फ्लास्क डाली, वाटर वेपर को बॉयल किया, वाटर वेपर इधर डाला, इधर अमोनिया मीथेन डाली, वाटर, यस, फिर वाटर को कंडेंस किया, कंडेंस करके फिर इधर हीट किया. सो विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज फॉर्म, क्या फॉर्म हुआ? तो उसने कहा कि लाइफ फॉर्म हो चुकी है. उसको क्या proof of life mila? Yes, come on, tell me, come on. Yes, absolutely. What was the proof of life that he got? He got amino acids after running the experiment for close to 2 weeks. He got nothing but amino acids, right? This amino acid was found in the water, in the liquid which was collected. AI Oparin ने भी एक word use किया था. उसने यही कहा था कि सबसे पहले AI Oparin along with JBS Haldane, उन्होंने कहा था कि सबसे पहले जो लाइफ है वो समुद्र में आई, और उसको उन्होंने क्या कहा था? हॉट प्रीबायोटिक सूप, राइट? कि जो डीएनए है, आरएनए है, अमाइनो एसिड्स है, वो सबसे पहले सी में बने, एंड ही कॉल्ड देम हॉट प्रीबायोटिक सूप. शुड वी मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन? Yes, so Stanley Miller provided the support for Oparin's idea of synthesis of amino acids or chemical origin of life through his experiment. Idea किसका था? AI Oparin and JBS Haldane का. Experimental proof किसने दिया? Stanley Miller ने. What you see in front of you is nothing but the structure of amino acid. In his experiment in 1953, he used hydrogen, methane, ammonia, and water as raw materials. So in that flask experiment, he used, what were the raw materials which were used? This also can come in the exam. Hydrogen, methane, ammonia, and water as the raw material, and obtained. There was no oxygen because the Earth's early atmosphere was anoxygenic. There was no oxygen. The Earth's early atmosphere was anoxygenic. जब तक ब्लू ग्रीन एल्गी नहीं आई, ऑक्सीजन प्रोड्यूस नहीं हुआ, and through this you obtained a mixture of simple amino acids. Any doubts still now? So the theory of chemical origin of life, of biochemical origin of life, the theory was put forward by AI Oparin and JBS Haldane, and it was experimentally proved by Stanley Miller, given very well in your NCERT. Co-acervates क्या होते हैं? The earliest forms of life, co-acervates क्या होते हैं बताइए? What are co-acervates? Yes, क्या होते हैं co-acervates? Correct. They are colloid, right? They are semi-solid, semi-liquid colloid droplets. They contain a nucleoprotein. They do have a lipid membrane on the outside. So the lipid membrane is kind of protecting itself from any of the foreign substances, right? So that is about coacervates. Large organic molecules जो abiotically, मतलब लाइफ से नहीं, केमिकल से प्रिमिटिव अर्थ पे सिंथेसाइज हुए थे, ये बहुत बड़े बड़े ड्रॉपलेट्स साथ में बना लेते हैं. Such colloidal bodies are surrounded by a membrane. Membrane में लिपिड हो सकता है. They contain a mixture of biologically important macromolecules. इनके अंदर biologically important macromolecules हैं, बड़े बड़े molecules हैं, इसीलिए ये colloidal aggregates बनाते हैं. The biological molecules could be a protein, could be a nucleic acid, lipids, or polysaccharides, depending on them. Yes. So let's move ahead. What is necessary for evolution of life? Evolution of life के लिए क्या जरूरी है? Is it methane, ammonia, water, or oxygen? I'm sure each one of them is looking important to you. क्या है बताइए? Yes. Cool. Correct. Well answered. It is water. Methane, ammonia is important for the start of life, right? This also is important, let's say, for development of life, क्योंकि जितना ऑक्सीजन होगा उतनी ज्यादा एवोल्यूशन स्पीड से होगा. बट सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है? इसके बिना तो काम ही नहीं होगा. इन ड्राई डेसिकेंट एटमॉस्फेयर मार्स में क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? बिकॉज देयर इज नो वाटर, right? So without water, it is not possible that life will start. Life always starts in a hydrous medium. Water is necessary for the evolution of life. Life originated in water. This is why I use the word hot prebiotic soup. Why hot? Because पुराने अर्थ पे बहुत सारे volcanic lava था, volcanoes थे. So the sea water used to evaporate, it was hot. So the prebiotic, before life, the entire ecosystem of life, the amino acids which were produced, yes, any polysaccharides which were produced, any nucleic acid which was produced, all of them originated on water and then finally came onto the land. So chronological order, agar aapko human evolution mein bhi kuch doubts hain, please tell me. Although in the next evolution slide also, which we're going to discuss tomorrow, I have done parts of human evolution. Let us do evolution ke do topics, half today and half tomorrow, and then we will decide. There are close to 200 slides, right? 75-80 और स्लाइड्स तो हम आज ही कर लेंगे, 100 प्लस कुछ स्लाइड्स हम कल करेंगे. So yes, so tomorrow let us finish all these slides, and then if there's anything in human evolution जो आप लोगों को समझ में नहीं आया है, you have to tell me and I will make slides for you. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes. Are you enjoying the session? Are you understanding everything? Super cool. तो जल्दी से बताइए, the chronological order of human evolution क्या होता है? किस order में? Chronological is date wise, right? Date wise, time zone wise बताइए क्या है chronological order for सबसे पहला कौन सा आया था और सबसे बाद में कौन सा आया है? Yes. ऑस्ट्रेलोपैथिकस पहले आया था कि रामापैथिकस? आई थिंक ए और बी में से करेक्ट ऑप्शन होना चाहिए. यस, बताइए, क्योंकि होमो हैबिलिस पहले आएगा या ये दोनों? करेक्ट, वेल आंसर. रामापैथिकस, ऑस्ट्रेलोपैथिकस, होमो हैबिलिस एंड होमो इरेक्टस are the ones who stand up straight. Yes, handyman tools, habilis, they started to develop tools. I will make more slides on human evolution if you want. Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is a very important equation. This talks about evolution, right? He says p squared plus q squared plus 2pq is equal to 1. What is 1 here? 1 is a constant. What is p? Dominant allele. What could q be? Recessive allele. So he says, अगर एक particular population में, should I explain this in detail? इसके questions हो जाते हैं आपसे. तो वो क्या कहता है कि वन इज कांस्टेंट. अगर कभी भी अलील्स, देखो जो रैंडमली मेटिंग पॉपुलेशन होगी, जहां पे कोई भी हम कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हैं मेटिंग करने की, एक रैंडमली मेटिंग पॉपुलेशन है, वहां जो अलील की फ्रीक्वेंसी है वो लगभग कांस्टेंट रहती है. मतलब जितने टॉल पीपल उतने ड्वार्फ पीपल, जितने येलो सीड्स उतने राउंड सीड्स, राइट? जितने म्यूलेटोज मान लो उतने ही डार्क स्किन्ड, और उतने ही albinos. So they're kind of always mulattoes. Yes, because there are only 3 dominant gene more. So let us see, both of them are equal to each other. Is that clear? So what I want to say is that when the population is randomly mating, right, जितने कर्ली बाल उतने ही स्ट्रेट बाल, जितने ब्लैक या ब्रूनेट बाल जैसे इंडियंस के होते हैं उतने ही ब्लॉन्ड बाल. So similarly they say that whenever we are a randomly mating population, the population characteristics remain constant. अगर मान लो मैं ड्वार्फ लोगों को मेट ही नहीं करवाते हैं और सिर्फ टॉल लोगों को मेट करवाते हैं, तो क्या ड्वार्फनेस की पॉपुलेशन आफ्टर 100 इयर्स कम हो जाएगी? जस्ट से यस और नो. अगर ड्वार्फ लोगों को मेट ही नहीं करने दिया जाता, सिर्फ टॉल लोगों को मेट करने जाता है, या होमोजाइगस या हेटेरोजाइगस, सो आफ्टर 100 इयर्स 150 इयर्स विल ड्वार्फनेस कम क्लोज टू एन एक्सटिंक्शन? सिर्फ टॉल हो जाएंगे लोग? यस, एब्सोल्युटली. बट देन विल दिस वैल्यू चेंज? विल इट नॉट रिमेन अ कांस्टेंट? यस, क्योंकि हमने स्पेशली जो ड्वार्फ थे उनको हमने क्रॉस करने ही नहीं दिया है. सो बट ऐसा नहीं होता हार्डी विनबर्ग में. जब एक रैंडमली मेटिंग पॉपुलेशन होती है तो उसका जो आउटकम है वो क्या रहता है? कांस्टेंट रहता है, राइट? सो दिस कुड बी द डोमिनेंट, रिसेसिव, एंड दिस इज द हेटेरोजाइगस, पीक्यू. दोनों जीन्स जहां पे हैं वो क्या होगा? हेटेरोजाइगस पॉपुलेशन होगी. एनी डाउट्स? यस, क्लियर? Okay, so see, this is the equation: homozygous dominant, homozygous recessive, and this is heterozygous. So जहां stable population हो, जहां पे random mating है, हम choice नहीं कर रहे हैं, so this dominant allele, recessive allele and heterozygous, they will form a constant value. Dominant, recessive and heterozygous will form a constant value. Following are the two sets of statements regarding the origin of life. So what is the first statement, my dear children? The first statement is that the earliest organisms that appeared on earth were non-green, photosynthetic नहीं थे, and presumably उनको oxygen की भी जरूरत नहीं थी. They were anaerobes. I think the statement is correct because obviously the first organisms were not green and they were anaerobes, they were not aerobes. The first autotrophic organisms were the chemoautotrophs that never released oxygen, because blue green algae तो बहुत बाद में आई है. पहले वाले chemoautotrophs से हाइड्रोजन सल्फाइड वगैरह पे डिपेंड करते थे, एंड बिकॉज वो हाइड्रोजन सल्फाइड पे डिपेंड करते थे, फोटोलाइसिस ऑफ वाटर नहीं करते थे. देयर वाज नो ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ वाटर, देयर वाज नो फोटोलाइसिस ऑफ वाटर. सो क्योंकि ये नहीं था, फोटोलाइसिस ऑफ वाटर नहीं था, सो ऑब्वियसली ऑक्सीजन भी रिलीज नहीं होता था. इज दैट क्लियर? So what is the answer? Obviously, both A and B statements are absolutely correct. Moving ahead to the next question. Yes, this is just a diagram to show you that how origin of life happened. It happened from the great nebula. The earth broke down. The first organisms were definitely oxygenic or anoxygenic. They were not producing oxygen. Homologous, analogous. Homologous ka just opposite. Homologous is something that we've discussed right in the beginning of the lecture. What are analogous structures? Yes, absolutely. Analogous structures, the organs which have similar function but are different in their structural details and origin are called as analogous organs. Inka, they have similar functions but are different in the structural details and origin. Structure alag hai? Yes. The analogous structures are a result of convergent evolution. All of them are used. This is a mammal, this is a bird, and this is a cartilaginous fish. All of them use either a fin or a flipper, yes, or a flipper again to remove water. But they have similar function to displace water when they're swimming, but they are different in their structural details. So they have all converged on the similar function, right? But they have different details. Converge किस पे हुए हैं? सबके सब मिले किस पे हैं? On similar function, but they have different body parts. They have different body details. Closely related species varying in certain traits. The species are very closely related, but कुछ चीजों में वो vary करते हैं. Right? They are closely related. छोटी छोटी चीजों में वो vary करते हैं. क्या आंसर बनता है इसका? Parallel evolution. That means there were two individuals unrelated to each other at different time zones, at different geographical areas, somehow doing parallel evolution. For example, mammals का जो mainland पे हुआ और marsupials का जो वो यस ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हुआ, वो सारे ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो मैमल्स जैसे डेवलप हो रहे हैं वैसे मार्सुपियल्स भी डेवलप हो रहे हैं, बट दे वर इन डिफरेंट ज्योग्राफिकल एरियाज, इज नोन एज पैरेलल एवोल्यूशन. Yeah, so analogous structures are a result of, we just did it, convergent evolution, right? Abhi just now look at this. Yes, this was the question. Analogous structures are a result of convergent evolution. Is that clear? Moving ahead, last 2-3 questions, and this is about parallel evolution. Parallel evolution is the development of related organisms along similar evolutionary paths due to strong selection pressure acting all of them in the same way. Selection, natural selection which happens across the world is the same. So agar wo do geographical areas mein bhi kyun na ho, they do parallel evolution. Is that clear? Look at all of these, right? So see, they're more or less the similar organisms. So that is nothing but parallel evolution, right? Presence of tail. अगर एक human baby में coccyx लंबा हो जाए, it starts to emerge out in the form of a tail. The coccyx get elongated. Coccyx fuse नहीं हुआ है. Is tail a old character? Yes. So presence of tail, अगर कभी भी किसी organism में कोई पुराना character दिखने लग जाए, it is called as atavism. भूलना मत. Presence of an old characteristic, right? Presence of an old, if you're able to move your ear quite a lot, I'm not able to move my ears, I'm not able to move my scalp also, right? Once upon a time we were able to move it. So presence of any old character is referred to as atavism. Is that clear? I think now with the lectures heat building up, with you all being in the topic of evolution, I think your answering has improved. I'm observing your answering since that time. It is really improved. Is that clear? It's really improved. So human beings में tail जो होती है वो develop होती है, but it fuses to form the coccyx. If it does not fuse and if it is found, it is referred to as a atavistic characteristic. Is that clear? What is it referred to as? Atavistic characteristic. Darwin किसके ऐसे से influence हुआ था? मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया था. T.R. Malthus. So there was a person by the name of T.R. Malthus who greatly influenced Darwin. He wrote articles on what? On population. कि कैसे अगर resources limited हो जाए, population भी decline कर जाती है. Population तभी बढ़ती रहेगी अगर resources क्या है? Unlimited. So Darwin was influenced by reading the essay on the principles of population by T.R. Malthus in 1838. He said that animal population increases many times more rapidly than the available food supply. और जब food supply रुक जाएगी, this is T.R. Malthus, जब food supply रुक जाएगी, that is the time that population will also decrease, right? So he said the food supply तो अरिथमेटिक रेशो में इंक्रीज होती है, दिस इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट। बट पॉपुलेशन कैसे रेज टू पावर में इंक्रीज होगी, ज्योमेट्रिक रेशो में इंक्रीज होगी। सो कभी भी फूड रिसोर्सेज या कोई भी रिसोर्स पॉपुलेशन को मैच नहीं कर पाता, और जब पॉपुलेशन और रिसोर्स में मिसमैच होगा, देन द पॉपुलेशन विल स्टार्ट टू डिक्रीज, right? So my dear children, that brings us to the end of another super cool, super amazing session. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me 1 minute, don't go anywhere, stay back. I have something very important to tell you. Tomorrow we will do evolution 2. Now listen to me very carefully. सपने ना वो चीजें होती हैं जो रात को सोने ना दे। सपने वो नहीं होते जो हम रात को सोते हुए देखते हैं। सपने वो होते हैं जो हम खुली आंखों से देखते हैं। सपने वो होते हैं जो हमें सोने नहीं देते। सपने वो आग, वो चिंगारी होते हैं जो एक्चुअली हमें इतना प्रोपेल करते हैं, इतना पुश करते हैं कि हम अपनी मंजिल तक पहुंच कर रहते हैं। सो एवरी सिंगल टाइम, every day, I want each one of you do this last 30 days. Do what I'm saying, don't go anywhere, just sit and listen to me. I want you to take a photograph of your parents. Yes, wherever you study, right there in front, put a photograph of your parents and think of all the sacrifices your parents are making. वो सारी चीजें जो आपके माँ बाप आपके लिए कर रहे हैं, वो सारे के सारे सैक्रिफाइस, यस, वो सारी चीजें जो वो खुद नहीं करते हैं और वो मेक श्योर करते हैं कि आप पढ़े। आई नो ऑफ चिल्ड्रन, मेरे वैसे भी स्टूडेंट्स रहे हैं जिनके पेरेंट्स के रूम में एसी नहीं था, पर उन्होंने अपने बच्चों के रूम में एसी लगा के दिया ताकि बच्चों को पढ़ाई में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो। यस, इज दैट क्लियर? पेरेंट्स कई बार वॉक करके अपने ऑफिस तक जाते थे, पर बच्चों को उन्होंने स्कूटर लेकर दिया, बच्चों को उन्होंने स्कूटी लेके दी ताकि वो ट्यूशन कोचिंग में जा सके। इज दैट क्लियर? सबसे अच्छा मोबाइल फोन आपको लेकर दिया होगा ताकि आप वेदांतों की ऐप डाउनलोड करो और हमारा चैनल अच्छे से देखो। इज दैट क्लियर? होता है कि नहीं होता? सो आई वांट यू टू पुट अ फोटोग्राफ ऑफ योर पेरेंट्स आउट देयर एंड मेक श्योर दैट ऑल देयर सैक्रिफाइसेस डोंट गो फॉर अ वेस्ट। विल यू डू दैट फॉर मी? Yes, will you study? Will you dream with open eyes? And will you work so hard that you go out there and achieve your dreams? Yes. So with that, let us close today's session. I will see you sharp at 11 tomorrow. See you, study hard, make sure that you not only make your parents proud, you make us at Vedantu proud, and you make this entire country proud, because you are the youth of this great nation who will take us forward. Yes. So with that, I'm Dr. Vani signing off for today. I shall see you tomorrow, same time. Bye.